Welcome to Vogue B&B, your daily destination for the latest bold and the beautiful spoilers, breaking updates, and unforgettable drama. Subscribe now and never miss a shocking twist. Why Daphne's diagnosis feels like a personal failure to her on Bold and the Beautiful made her feel like it was a personal failure. She viewed it as an inability to fulfill her and Carter's dream of starting a family. The deeper meaning behind Daphne's failure, more than just a reaction to a medical setback. She saw this news as a personal failure. She's laser-focused on her fear of disappointing Carter, Lawrence St. Victor, who's a Daytime Emmy nominee for supporting actor. Rather than viewing infertility as a blameless, unfortunate medical condition, Daphne sees it as a flaw in her personal identity. And as a result, this diagnosis has triggered her guilt. Daphne chooses to view her body's biological limitations as a betrayal. She knows Carter's a man who has long yearned for a family of his own. She seems to feel that her inability to give him a child will diminish the love they fought so hard to secure. Daphne's insistence that they have a child that is uniquely and biologically theirs highlights the specific foundation on which she built her vision of their marriage. The idea of a shared biological child is treated as the ultimate seal of a couple's bond. When Dr. Lee Finnegan, Naomi Matsuda, shared the devastating news, this didn't immediately eliminate their goal. The diagnosis, in Daphne's eyes, invalidated the dream she felt she had promised to deliver. Now, she feels that she serves no purpose in her marriage to Carter. A broken body and a broken commitment. The tragedy of Daphne's storyline lies in the burden of responsibility she placed on herself. Her agony is not about the grief of not being able to have a child. It's about the crushing belief that Daphne's body broke a contract made in love. By transforming a fertility issue into a moral failure of her commitment to Carter, Daphne has trapped herself in a cycle of grief and self-blame. She now sees her body as the weak link that shattered their dreams. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, Deacon's marriage proposal, Taylor wedding plans. Locked in that Deacon Sharp, Sean Kanan, and Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig, are free to move on with each other now that Sheila Carter, Kimberlyn Brown, has finally signed the divorce papers. It's just a matter of how quickly Deacon might propose and convince Taylor to be his wife. Taylor and Deacon are obviously crazy about each other, so it's reasonable to assume a marriage proposal is brewing sooner or later. Once those papers are filed and the divorce is finalized, Deacon and Taylor could get some wedding plans in the works. Of course, Taylor has to say yes first. B&B fans know Deacon has fallen head over heels for Taylor, so he may not be able to wait all that long to pop the question. Although Taylor and Deacon may be a little wary of Sheila's reaction to their potential engagement news, they can't let fear ruin their romance. Deacon may ultimately pick out the perfect ring, get down on one knee and ask Taylor to spend the rest of her life with him. Taylor and Deacon could end up locking in their wedding date before you know it. Sheila just granted Deacon and Taylor their freedom, so they'll be able to begin the next romantic chapter and ultimately prepare for their nuptials. That said, more obstacles are always just around the corner on soaps. Taylor and Deacon could run into some hurdles along the way, so that's important to remember. Sheila might change her mind about fighting for Deacon, or maybe she could just decide it's not fair for Deacon and Taylor to live happily ever after while she remains lonely. No one can rule out a sabotage plot since Sheila has certainly been known to scheme. Even if Sheila manages to avoid causing trouble for Taylor and Deacon, there could be new challenges and even other romantic interlopers on the horizon. Bottom line, there's no guarantee Taylor and Deacon will actually make it to the altar, but they could at least try to head in that direction.